Hi guys, I have my vanity here behind me today because this is all about my makeup collection and how it has gotten so much smaller in the last couple years. And let me tell you, it feels good to have way less makeup than I used to. So basically, long story short, I went from this to this. And I know that there are other people out there who have way more than I ever had, but for me, that was a lot of makeup. It got very overwhelming, and I told myself that I used everything, but let's be honest, I really didn't. I didn't use every shade of lipstick or every shade of gloss, every face powder, every foundation. I simply, over the course of those 2-3 years, gravitated toward maybe the select handful of things that I always liked. And of course, when I was about to film a video, I would change up my products, but I'm talking day to day, going to work and having to not really think about what I'm using that day and I just want to grab and go. Those are the times when I really knew what products I enjoyed. So over time, when my makeup started to expire and not be so good to use on my face anymore, I would get rid of them, or some things I just wasn't using very often, so I gave them to my family and I never really replaced them. So that's kind of what happened. I don't like to hold on to makeup just for the sake of holding on to it, or maybe thinking, maybe down the road I will do a video comparing this to this, so I should hold on to it. That just really wasn't working for me. So what you see behind me here is pretty much all I have, except for the select few things that are in a handbag that I'm really not gonna whip out for this because you get the gist of it. I mean, I don't have a lot in my makeup bag. It's just like a lipstick and a powder here or there. So this is pretty much it. Here is my current makeup collection. This is it. We'll start off with the eyeshadow palettes over to the left. I really don't have that many. Here is the Lorac Mega Pro 3. It's a nice group of neutrals, but I will say there are a ton of colors that look exactly the same. Here's the Morphe 25A Copper Spice palette that I hauled in my first video back. Another Morphe palette I just recently purchased is called Brunch Babe. Love the colors. It looks like a peach palette. The Tarte Pro is a great group of mattes, and then over to the right you have a column of shimmers. And then the Tarte Pro Glow was actually a gift from Ulta just for being a customer. They said, thank you for being a great platinum member. Let me know if you guys got this too. I thought that was cool. I don't really use it that much though because the shimmers, the highlights are actually very shimmery, and then you have the cream contours on the bottom. This is my new baby. It is the Urban Decay Born to Run. I love the concept of this palette and I think the colors are beautiful. So they're saying that this is the ultimate travel palette because it has all these different colors, but then you can also create a great neutral look with it. These two down here I am very excited about. These are the new CoverGirl True Naked, Peach Punch, and Chocoholic eyeshadow palettes. I haven't really ventured into these sparkly shades yet, so I'm gonna have to do that separately, but everything else is beautiful. They blend like butter. I think they also look really nice on the eyes. Now over here, this organizer is from the brand Original Beauty Box. I did an unboxing video, which was my last post. And on top, I have two organizers from the brand BYALEGORY. So this is the compact organizer, and this is the lip gloss organizer. So clearly I'm nowhere near filling this up, but I am totally okay with that now. I just know that I'm never going to be able to use all of them if I do fill this up. And really, I used to have so much more than just this one container. So this is a big deal for me that I've downsized to this point. So starting off, this is a Bare Minerals lip gloss in the shade Groovy. I do have another one of these. This is the Lancome Le Absolu lip gloss, and this one is in the shade 272, and I have another one in my makeup bag. This is a Milani Amore Shine lipstick. It's a liquid lipstick, and I have two of those. This one is in the shade 01 Delight, and this is the one that doesn't have a sticker at the bottom, but I believe in my Get Ready With Me video I said that it was enchanting. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Seductress. And my favorite lip gloss right now is the Becca Glow Gloss in the shade Camellia. The perfect pink for summer. And then next here is the compact organizer from the brand BYALEGORY. This I picked up recently. It is the Milani Afterglow Strobe Light Highlighter. This is a Milani Illuminating Face Powder in the shade Hermosa Rose. And the one that I used to talk about often, Amber Nectar. These are beautiful powders. I just picked this up not too long ago. This is the Milani Blossom Time Rose Blush. It is beautiful, but there is a lot of shimmer to it rather than pigment, so I'm going to have to use that a little bit more to decide if I like it or not. This is a Milani Hypnotic Lights Flashing Light Highlighter. I think this is more of a blush topper, but check out the design on that. It is so pretty. I have two of these NYX Ombre blushes. This one is in Strictly Chic, and this one is called Nude to Me. This is a great one for summer. And when I got the Morphe palette Brunch Babe, I also picked this up. This is a Morphe Bronzer Powder Compact. It is a bronzer powder in Celebutant. Has two shades like this. So that is it for these two organizers up here. Now for my lipsticks, my collection has downsized so much in this department. This is all I have. It's actually pretty amazing. I'm totally okay with this. I'm again going to be adding more and more little by little, but I'm glad that I've downsized to this point and I just don't have dozens and dozens of lipsticks anymore. So here I have the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipsticks that I've mentioned before, Shining Peach, Burnish Blush, and Glossy Fawn. These are Milani lipsticks. I do have one more in my makeup bag, and that one is Milani Matte Naked, and that is one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. Here I have Naked, Honey Rose, and Matte Iconic. This one is a Revlon lipstick. This is in Bare Affair. I didn't really love it when I first used it, but I will be trying it out a little bit more. I now only have 4 MAC lipsticks. Faux, Angel, Honey Love, and Velvet Teddy. Back here I have a Maybelline lipstick in the shade Tora. That's what that looks like. And these are just 2 samples, a Bite Beauty lipstick and a Lancome lip gloss. So these are my foundations, primers, and concealers. I only use 2 foundations right now. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I use it in 2 different shades, 201 and 202. This is the Dior Skin Forever foundation. This is my absolute favorite go-to. I have 3 primers. The first one is my favorite. It is Too Faced Hangover. This is the one that I used in my Get Ready With Me, the Milani Prime Correct Face Primer, light to medium skin tones. I don't really think I like this. I'll keep using it and trying it out, but the last couple times I used it, it really did accentuate my pores, and it says it's supposed to be pore minimizing. Something that I do find to be pore minimizing is Benefit Porefessional. For concealers, I love the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Blemish Concealer. I have 2 of those. I have 3 of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers. I love these. I have the shades Cannelle, Vanilla, and Creme Brulee. I have 2 Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealers. One is light and the other one is ivory. I also have 2 Maybelline Instant Age Rewinds. One is neutralizer and one is brightener. Back here is a sample size of the Clinique Beyond Perfect Foundation Plus Concealer. I have not tried that yet. This is a Sonia Kashuk Quad with 3 concealers and 1 powder. I've heard so many good things about this that made me want to get it, and I didn't really care for it when I used it a few times, but I am going to try to use this in other ways, and I'll see if it works out. I'm just not ready to let go of it yet. And I mentioned before that I really enjoy the Benefit Boing Brightening Concealer, and I use it in the shade number 2. So this drawer just has some random odds and ends that are all skinny pencil-like things, and then I have powder. So this is a Maybelline lip liner, CoverGirl Supersizer mascara, 2 Maybelline Master Precise Skinny eyeliners, NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel, the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Waterproof Mascara, which is my current favorite. This is a Makeup Revolution eyeliner pen. I haven't done much of a winged liner look, so I wanted to get this to practice. My favorite eyebrow pencil is the e.l.f. Brow Pencil in Neutral Brown, my Duo Eyelash Glue, and a NYX lip liner. For powder, this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I absolutely love that powder. Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Fair. Also love this powder. Bare Minerals concealer. This is a powder concealer. I am liking that. I do want to get a shade lighter though. I think that one's a little too dark for me. The Milani Prep Set and Glow powder. This is new for me. I have not really used this yet. I've only tried it once, so I want to play with that some more. This is the Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation. Some of you gave me some great suggestions in terms of making this work for my skin, so I am going to look into the products that you suggested. And one of my all-time favorites, the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. If I only could use one powder forever, it would be this one. In the next drawer, I have eyeshadow. This is the Wet n Wild New Formula Comfort Zone palette. I did finally get this, so I will need to test this out to see if I like it just as much as the original. And this is the Nude Awakening palette that I used in my Get Ready With Me, and I'm really liking this one. This is a Milani Hypnotic Lights Holographic Eye Topper in the shade Luster Light. Really pretty. And I have two ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadows. These are the only two ColourPop products I've ever owned. And over here, you can't get more basic than the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. I adore this palette. I would travel with this. I will use it for work. It is a go-to palette for me. On the other hand, I'm having some issue with the Lorac Pro Matte palette. I've been wanting to love this, and initially I did. As you can tell, it is very messy. It's because I've used it a lot. But I did mention in another video that the Jet Black has been so powdery, and that's why it has really hit pan. This is a NARS eyeshadow that I think I got in one of those Sephora best of kits a long time ago. So I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to keep this, but it is a very beautiful eyeshadow. And this one is in Himalaya. This is a Marc Jacobs Iconic eyeshadow palette. It's actually called Iconic. Beautiful colors, and I got this because I like the idea of these tones, but I don't think they look good on my complexion. I want to experiment a little bit more and see if I can make it work, but otherwise I do understand the hype of the Marc Jacobs eyeshadows. And this is the Becca Ombre Rouge eyeshadow palette. Very basic, very beautiful, and actually now that I look at this, I want to start using this again. And this is the final drawer. It's a little messy in here, but I have the Physicians Formula Warm Nude palette. I love this highlighter. It is so beautiful. Another Morphe product that I picked up is a blush trio in Pop of Rose. I love these types of colors. I want to swirl them all around or just use them individually, but you will get a very nice cheek look with these. I am liking this a lot. And I have been purchasing some more blushes because I do eventually want to do a blush video. So I picked up this NYX Hamptons blush. I'm still testing out all these blushes to see which ones I like, and I'm going to start getting more. I haven't used this yet, but when I saw this color, I thought it would be a great staple in your collection, so I will be checking that out. I really love these Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palettes. This one is in Caramel Toffee. The yellow shade over here, it is matte, but so brightening for under the eyes, and this is a great contour shade. And this is the Milani Bronzer XL in Fake Tan. Another great contouring product. And this is one of my favorite bronzers ever. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. And I have two Physicians Formula Butter Blushes. This one is in Vintage Rouge that I used in my Get Ready With Me. And the one that I really, really like is Plum Rose. And then over to the right, my favorite bronzer ever. This is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. And this has shimmer in the pan, but on the skin it doesn't really turn out that way. It just makes your skin look really healthy, and I think it's a great tone. These are the same powder, but one is a backup because my Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder is about to die. So this is Diffused Light, and this is my beautiful backup. And then last but not least, the Laura Geller Baked Color and Contour. This is an all-in-one palette for the face, so you have your highlight, blush, and bronzer. You could swirl it all around or just focus on one of those three. Maybe even swipe across here, swipe across here, swipe across here. You could try so many things. I need to actually whip this out more often, so I'm going to bring it to the front. So that is it for my downsized makeup collection. So overall, the reason why I downsized is simply that things were expiring or I wasn't using things and I wanted to give them away, and I decided not to replace them. I think that is the key here, because a lot of times when I get rid of something, I think, oh, that allows me to buy more, or there's room for more. And I used to replace things, not necessarily on purpose, but that's what I was doing. So it never felt like anything was going down. So not just with makeup, but if you think about clothing, whenever I donated a pile of clothing, I thought there's more room in my closet to buy more. Well, in this case with makeup, I decided to not repurchase. I ended up over time thinking long and hard, do I need this? Will I be using it on a regular basis? And if the answer was no, or if the answer was I don't think so, then I just wouldn't buy it. Or maybe I would put it in my Ulta.com shopping cart for a little bit, or the shopping bag, and wait on it for 48 hours. And if I did want it then I may buy it. Or if I don't even think about it anymore, then I will take it out of my shopping bag. And that's pretty much what happened regularly. I didn't want to buy it after 48 hours. Another thing that really stood out to me was the amount of money I was spending on my makeup. Just thinking about it really just hurt my head. I thought about all the times that I could have been saving that money that I spent at Sephora or I spent at Ulta and putting it somewhere else, and how much money I would have saved. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I don't need this. I don't need this new eyeshadow palette. I don't need this holiday collection. And so over time, I simply just downsized my collection and I saved money that way. I will continue to buy makeup as I go. I still look at the new arrivals section on websites and I still want to try new things. It's just that I'm being a lot more selective on what I'm getting. So I ask myself certain things when it comes to buying makeup. Am I absolutely going to be using it? Or does it really add something to my collection? Is it something that I don't have within any other palette or any other lip color? And is it a different type of formula that maybe I want to play with? Is it a brand that maybe I'm not familiar with and I'd like to branch out and try new things in that range? And I also look at it like clothing. You know how they say, what's the cost per wear with a clothing item? With the makeup too, what's the cost per wear? How often am I going to be using this product? For example, my Dior Skin Forever foundation. That is a higher end foundation, but I use it all the time. And to me, it is worth it. And you know, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. Everyone is different. Everyone has what they need, what they want. And this is just for me, what I like in my collection, what I want in my collection, and what I feel like I get good use out of. So everyone is different, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a lot of makeup, because quite honestly, that is totally up to the individual. And some people absolutely only need one foundation, one powder, one lipstick, one blush, and that is great too. I am all about that. So I say do whatever you want to do, and if you feel like having a smaller collection and maybe that's not really the popular way to go in the beauty community, then oh well, enjoy what you have and appreciate what you have, use what you have, and be confident in the fact that you are okay with having less. And if you like having all the different shades in a new collection, then that's great too. You know, I say do what you want to do and enjoy what you have. And that is the gist of wanting to downsize my makeup collection and why I decided not to replace the things that I was getting rid of. I would love to know what your thoughts are on makeup collections in general, whether it be your own or the ones you see online. Are you a big fan of the ones that have every shade of the rainbow when it comes to a new line of lipsticks or a new line of blushes, which is totally okay too? Or are you a minimalist and do you enjoy having very little but also just enough what you need and you know that it works for you? And real quick, I did paint my room white over the weekend from beige to white, and it feels so clean, crisp, fresh. It feels so nice in here, totally new vibe. I moved furniture around. And what else? I guess that's it. If you have any video requests, please leave them in a comment below. I'd love to read them and I'd love to find out what you guys want to see from me, because I now post videos on Sundays and Thursdays. So if you're interested, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.